shots. That leaves double 4.
21.
He'll be seething inside.
Robbie require 40.
Rob Cross has got away with one. Only if he hits the double. Has to adjust again. Double 10. And
30.
Jenks is back
And he requires
to the board.
4.
Well. Andy Jenkins missing doubles. Rob Cross missing doubles. And it goes on. Aha, the double 1. And Andy Jenkins does get the first leg of this one.
Well, there is such a thing as a classy double 1. And you've just seen it from the man in black. The man who usually wears blue because he is probably the most avid Portsmouth supporter in
59.
all of the land.
$134.
Well, I like to call Rob Cross the Chizzy of the South because, in my opinion, it does remind me
95.
of Dave Chisnell and the way he plays. He's got a power scoring element to his game. There is a little bit of jerkiness to the follow through. The way he approaches the game, he just gets up there and does his thing. He's no nonsense. But he's from the South, he's not from the North. So he's the Chizzy of the South.
Well, there you go. There's the reasoning behind it.
100.
Just struggling to find 2 treble visits at the moment, Rob Cross.
60.
I was on the same flight as Rob Cross yesterday, and last weekend in Wigan, he went to compete, and his family had a holiday booked.
85.
He chose not to go because he had to go to work. Had to go to Wigan, earn some points. And he picks his family up from the airport
140.
in the early hours of Thursday morning. Picks them up something like 3:30 in the morning. Takes them home, about an hour and a half to where he lives from Gatwick Airport. Goes home, has 2 hours sleep, and goes back to the airport to come here. He was severely sleep deprived coming to this tournament. As soon as he got on the plane yesterday, he was out like a light.
Well, Rob Cross still coming to terms with life on the PDC Tour, but he's coming to terms with it very, very well. And if he can take out double top here, had problems with this in the first leg. But no problem this time around. It is one apiece here, 2 holds of throw.
Well, that's a picture-perfect double top. He couldn't walk up to the board and put it in there any sweeter.
Well, Rob Cross, he had that run at the UK Open. He obviously went and won the Challenge Tour, but it's on the main tour where, you know, you can pick up serious money, and obviously the big TV tournament where there were big pots of money on offer. And we've not seen Rob Cross in anything other than the UK Open, which he's played in the last 2 years, and only been beaten by the man who's gone on and won it, Michael van Gerwen last year, Peter Wright this year.
60.
But once Rob Cross starts appearing in the big TV games, that is the question mark that hangs over Rob Cross at the minute. How is he going to perform on the big stages, on telly, in longer format games against the very best? That's what we're yet to see from Rob Cross on a regular basis, because the floor stuff has been outstanding from him. And we will see how much money he can pick up. He's already made 77 grand in a very short time. But that is without, aside from the UK Open, without any of the big money, you know, the World Championship, the match play.
140.
Even more so, which is impressive, is the fact that next week in Leverkusen, he's a seed.
100.
And that's in 6 months.
52.
And he hasn't even played every European Tour event.
Exactly.
When he's been in it, he's done well. But there's still more in the tank, I feel.
Yeah, it took him a little while to learn how to get through those qualifiers, didn't it? But once he did, I mean, he couldn't stop winning. Quarterfinals for his first 2. And look at this, Jenks. Misses double 18. 74 remain for Rob Cross.
74.
Double 14, double 16 will probably be the route. Or is he looking at 18? It is 18s for double 10. Up for double 5 for a break of throw.
64.
Well, Jenks is coming back to the board for double 18. You left it, Andy. Second dart. Unsuccessful.
No score.
3 misses
Oh, you require
He knows
7.
with his experience that you can't hand these chances to people on form. You just can't do it.
Well, Rob Cross
No score.
throws that one
And he
away,
requires
deciding to bust his
36.
score rather than knock the one off and leave double two. Andy Jenkins given yet more opportunities to hold his throw and go back into the lead. And this one he takes.
Andy Jenkins will play Rob to throw first. Game on.
One thing to bring up, I think, as Rob Cross has only been on the Pro Tour for about 6 months. Admittedly, he's been playing tournaments for quite some time. But what he
57.
can't do is show emotion in front of a player. Throwing away that last dart, you can't feed the lion that is Jenks. The
174.
experience, he will eat that up and he'll think, I've got you.
He does love to know he's got his opponent riled, Andy Jenkins. He's
96.
I mean, Jenks will talk anybody's ear off about his past glories and games he's won from seemingly impossible positions. But look at this, Andy Jenkins, 174, followed by 180, leaves 147 for the perfect
60.
leg
And you require
on a break of throw. But
47.
can he produce perfection, Jenks? Not to be. Can you imagine an Andy Jenkins 9-darter on the European Tour?
57.
Can you imagine it?
It's almost like wishing Steve Beaton would win a Pro Tour. Oh no, he did that last week.
Oh my word, it wasn't just a beautiful, beautiful dream.
96. And you require 90.
But he's bought himself a golden opportunity here. Well, leaving himself 79. Okay, so he's going to
50.
leave double top here. Andy Jenkins for a break of throw and a 3-1 lead. Statue of Liberty is proving popular. Lady Liberty.
Very sensible from Jenks, I feel. Didn't risk the treble 19 until he double 11.
100.
A split a double. He's left a double with options. I think that's
And you
experience.
require 40.
He wants 3 darts in his hand for this double. Might need the third one. Does need the third one.
30.
He's probably thinking, I
And
wish
you
I'd left double
require
11 now.
92.
Well, both of these guys are missing doubles at the minute. I mean, they've only hit 3 doubles between them in 22 attempts. This is not what we expected from this game. But Rob Cross, if he can find the winning double here, it's a level game at 2 apiece, and he gets 2 bites of the cherry. Double 16 is the target. Next door.
76.
1 miss inside, 1 miss outside.
And you
Shake of the head
want
from Rob Cross. Can't quite believe this is going as it is. Neither man in a clinical mood tonight.
No score.
My word. Andy Jenkins,
Robbie
6
requires
perfect darts to
16.
start this leg. He has just missed 6 darts at double.
It's almost forgotten that he had 6 perfect darts. And he's lost the leg.
The full flag, Rob Cross.
And instead of thinking about it,
To throw first.
and he just gets back to the hockey and back to work. You're talking about Andy's love of
96.
talking about the game, and I think he's the Conor McGregor of darting, talking. Spend 20 minutes with Andy
60.
Jenkins, you won't just laugh. You'll have to pick yourself off the floor.
And he was... He
100.
took issue with me earlier on because I'd referred to him in my preview as a veteran. I won't tell you his exact words, but it was something along the lines of, I'll give you veteran, mate. So I've attempted to call him a
100.
veteran at every available opportunity today, obviously. Mainly because he won't hear this. But he does have a vast
96.
wealth of experience. I mean, it's a decade since he made the semi-final of the World Championship. But he's still here, he's still competing. And he's still very, very dangerous. Jenkins has
57.
shown little flashes this year of what he can do without having any serious
140.
runs in tournament.
It's desire, isn't it? That's the real key to the form and the game of Andy Jenkins right now. It's the desire to win, the desire to play the game.
98. And you require
He
69.
genuinely thinks he's better than most of the guys out here. Double 16 will give him a lead. Oh, that was
37.
close. And he's always first to a double. But he will admit it's been his fault that he's not about 3-1, maybe 4-0 in front.
Well, They've both been missing doubles.
145.
But Jenkins cannot afford to miss any more here. Certainly not all three. In the end, he's exited out second dart, and it's 5 consecutive holds of throw, not without their nervy moments, it has to be said, for both men. And Andy Jenkins, he just loves playing. Like, when he's not playing PDC stuff, he's playing in the local leagues down in Hampshire or wherever. He just, constantly wants to be playing darts, wants to be testing himself against people. It doesn't matter if that's Michael Van Gerwen or some bloke down the pub. Jenkins wants to get on the dartboard and batter people, essentially. And right now, he wants to batter Rob Cross. He kicks off with another big three treble visit.
Hey, Andy Jenkins played in Hamburg at the European Darts match play very recently. Was eliminated in the first round. Got a flight out the next morning at 7 a.m. to go to the Hampshire Open. That's desire.
59.
You think about his longevity as well. He's outlasted a lot of people. I mean, you think about the great Colin Monk, who's from the same county as Andy, good friend of his. But Andy's still here, and
78.
Colin, with all due respect, is not. He's outlasted a lot of other guys as well.
85.
The thing is, he saw Aaron Monk as a child. He's almost outlasted Aaron.
Well,
I'm sure we haven't seen the last of Aaron, though.
Again, Aaron Monk.
24.
Oh, my word. Well, that is a slip from Rob Cross. And Andy Jenkins, he keeps putting himself in positions where
96.
he can get that break of throw just to make this situation a heck of a lot easier. And he's left 81 here. If he can take it out, it will be a two-leg cushion he opens up. But Rob Cross, this is not 60. The sort of stuff we've come to expect from Rob Cross.
Treble 19 will leave double 12. 2 sixes for a 4-2 lead. Oh, and he split them, leaving the dreaded Richard Ashdown double 3. He is livid. Look at that bottom lip. Treble 19 now. Double 16, and it'll be 3-3. His wires getting moved all over the place here.
The Ashdown. It's there. It is 4-2. It's the break of throw that Andy Jenkins has been desperately searching for, but until now, unable to take. But he is 2 legs away from producing what would be considered a big shock here. Let me listen. The last 5 tournaments Rob Cross has played, he's had 1 quarter-final, 3 semi-finals, and a tournament win. And the only people that have beaten him in the other 4 tournaments that he didn't win were the person who went on to claim the title. Rob Cross has been almost... He's turned up with 128 players in the field, or 48 in terms of the European Tour event in Gibraltar. And the only person that's been able to stop him has been somebody who's been able to stop everybody there. He has been in stunning form. Back-to-back semi-finals in the last Pro Tour weekend. Beaten only by Steve Beaton and Gary Anderson, the 2 men who went on and claimed those titles. But Rob Cross is averaging at the minute in the mid-80s, and that is not what we expect. I mean, that is dragged down by some savage finishing stats, but Jenks is only hitting 18% of his doubles as well. It's not as if Rob Cross hasn't had chances. It's just that Andy Jenkins, I mean, he's outscoring him. He's outplaying him right now. But is that going to change? Rob Cross firing in a 180.
Well, sometimes, Dan, it's not just brilliance that gets you through matches. You've got to grit it out sometimes and just get down and dirty. And this is a down and dirty match. It's not going to keep the statisticians awake tonight.
Staying there. Well. There you go. A 12-dart leg from Rob Cross, and maybe just being broken there and going 4-2 is the kick up the backside that Rob Cross needed to start turning it on.
Not only is Rob Cross learning about himself on the hockey, but we are learning about him too. What can he do with his back against the wall? This is what he's been doing very regularly. And his back was against the wall at 4-2 down, and he has come back with big punches.
How often do we see Michael Van Gerwen do it when you're never safe against Van Gerwen, because no matter how big a lead you take against him, you always feel that he can reel 59. You in by just kicking into another gear, or 3 gears up. Now, we've not seen enough of Rob Cross, and we've not seen enough of Rob Cross in longer format games where that is more of a factor. But certainly, he's upped the level in the last leg and a half. 12 darter, kicks off 180 in this one. And if he starts hitting his doubles, then Andy Jenkins is going to have problems. He may still win it, but he's going to have to play some excellent
59.
stuff over the next 4 legs.
64.
Well, he doesn't have to go for the ball if he gets the 2 trebles. But he will love if this is set up nice, possibly for double 12.
100.
That'll do. Just get the feeling that the tide has turned in the last couple of legs.
85.
And Jenks has got to find
64.
that extra gear to get himself back with the impetus to shoot for the finish line. Because at the moment, Rob Cross is the better player.
Well, 16 for tops. Tops it is. And tops is there, and ominously for Andy Jenkins, Rob Cross has hit the double, first time of asking in the last couple of legs, and that has not been something either of these guys has done over the course of this game. 12 darter to break, 15 darter to hold. That means that Jenkins, the last 2 legs, would have had to have produced 12 darters to win those legs. And here he goes again, Rob Cross. And again, Rob Cross, 3 180s in the last 3 legs. He has upped his game. Can Jenkins match him? Well, he might.
123.
This has turned into a very good game. It was scrappy to start with, but the level has been lifted. Can they stay at this level and take it all the way to the finish line? Jenks needs trebles.
60.
Jenks doesn't get trebles. Not in that visit. Rob Cross has stolen the darts. All the impetus, all the momentum with the man from Hastings.
100.
The man from Hastings knows how to battle.
He certainly does.
Oh, that's good darts from Andy Jenkins.
124.
Nobody needs a 180 in this leg anymore. Rob Cross needs 124. 64 left, 14 for Bull. Bullseye to break the heart of Jenkins in this leg. The line was
91, and you require 93.
The length was not.
93 is no gimme. Oh, certainly not now. Up for the 18s. Doesn't get the treble, and Rob Cross comes back. 2 more darts for this leg. He was 4-2 down in this match and looked to be sleepwalking his way out of the Austrian Darts Open. But Rob Cross looks at double 16. He's pinned the double, first time of asking the last 2 legs. Make that 3 in a row, and Andy Jenkins is coming under a sustained assault from Rob Cross in the latter stages of this game.
Game on.
Well, you mentioned, Dan, that the spurt of legs that Rob Cross needed, he has done that now, a la Michael van Gerwen. Well, if that's the case, I think I might shave my head. It seems to be symptomatic of those two guys.
93.
And it's very, very impressive.
Well, Rob Cross, 12 darter, 15 darter, and then that last one,
42.
he took out in 14 darts. There you see. And that, you know, that means that he's raised his average. That average there is ton plus. 15 darter is a ton.
100.
But his average has gone from the low 80s up to 90 over the last 3 legs, because when he has really needed to, Rob Cross
100.
has turned it on. And Jenkins just hasn't quite had enough. It is not over yet, but it may be over very soon, as Rob Cross looks to book his place in the second round.
57.
A tie with Jelle Klaassen, the number 6 seed, a man who has been brilliant on the European Tour at the back end of last year and the start of this year, although since his return from surgery, we know Jelle isn't quite 100% yet.
Good visit from Jenkins. Just saw that little fist pump behind Rob Cross. He's given it all he's got. He's not going to give up.
100.
If Jenkins can put in a big score here, he might be first to get a shot at a double.
100.
He wanted that 140 so much.
151.
83 looks so much better than 123 in this situation. Rob Cross can actually finish this off.
57 scored. 94 remain. Treble 18 for double top. Ooh.
95.
So Jenkins being forced to take out the 1-2-3. He may need to if he's going to stay alive in this one. Andy Jenkins misses the bullseye.
93.
The line was good. Just gave it too much. And Rob Cross will get 2 match darts at 4-2 down. It did not look like this was going to happen. But double 18. Double 9. And there it is, Andy Jenkins. It looked as if he was going to dump the sensation of PDC darts this year, Rob Cross, out of the tournament in the very first round when he led 4-2. But Rob Cross raising his level. In the end, the average was only a shade over 90. That does not tell the whole story. Rob Cross found the extra gears he needed, and he's booked his place in the second round of the Austrian Darts Open. He will take on Jelle Klaassen tomorrow for a place in the last 16. We have got one more game for you, live from the Multiversum here in Vienna. And it is the final member of the RJ Rod clan, Rusty Jake Rodriguez. Just 60 to have failed. Can Rusty Jake Rodriguez win more legs than Roxy James and Roby John put together and have a winning start to his